A North Carolina man is in custody accused of a bomb threat at the Capitol. Law enforcement say Floyd Roseberry of Grover claimed he had an explosive device outside the Library of Congress.
Roseberry surrendered after more than 5 hours of negotiations. Authorities said Roseberry sat outside the Library of Congress in a pickup truck, claiming to have explosives in a vehicle and a detonator in his hand. Roseberry parked a black pickup truck on the sidewalk outside the library just before 10 a.m., claiming to have the explosives in his car. U.S. Capitol Police called the incident an active bomb threat and evacuated surrounding neighborhoods. Negotiators wrote messages back and forth with Roseberry in an attempt to negotiate his surrender, then used a robot to send down a telephone, but Roseberry refused to use the phone. The scene is still active as officials are not quite sure if there are any explosives in the area. Securing the scene could take hours. Roseberry's motive is not known yet, but investigators noted his mother may have recently passed away. The FBI and Homeland Security are currently interviewing Roseberry's wife at their home in Cleveland County.
A big story here locally. Another Triad high school football game has been postponed because of coronavirus. Southeast Guilford and Southern Guilford were supposed to play tomorrow night. Southern's athletic director told us it's been moved to September 10th. This is the second local game to be postponed from week 1. Earlier this week, Alamance Burlington postponed the game between Graham and Southern Alamance. They have yet to announce a makeup date.
And new at 4, Rockingham County Schools Board of Education has called an emergency meeting scheduled for tomorrow morning. The school board will review the district's safe return to school plans. School officials have not said exactly what parts of the plan district leaders will discuss, but this meeting has been called as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in our area and statewide. That meeting is at 10 a.m. We will bring you updates on air and online. Rockingham County Schools recently approved optional face masks at their board meeting on the 9th. Other COVID safety protocols already in place include student desks sitting 3 feet apart. Testing and daily health checks will not be required by the district. The students and staff are asked to self-monitor and stay home if they do not feel well. The district also has plans in place if students or staff are exposed or diagnosed with COVID-19.
Things are changing so quickly right now because of an incredible spike in numbers. Just look at today's number of new daily cases all the way at the end, more than 7,000 in just the past 24 hours. It's about 400 higher than the number we tallied 2 weeks ago. This is the highest daily increase that we have seen since January. The way our weekly trends have been playing out, I'm expecting numbers even higher tomorrow.
Cone Health is now offering COVID booster shots for people with weakened immune systems. Booster shots are offered at community vaccine clinics. You'll need an appointment and make that on Cone Health's website, or you can call this number 336-890-1188, Monday through Friday between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. When you arrive to your appointment, make sure to take your vaccine card with you. If you do not have your card, Cone Health staff can check the state's database to confirm your vaccination status. Cone is currently offering the third vaccine to everyone. They're not currently offering it to everyone. That won't start until the week of September 20th, pending FDA approval. The shots will be offered to people who receive the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines and should be taken 8 months after their second dose.
It will be easy. Just show your vaccination card and you'll get a booster. No other ID, no insurance, no state residency requirement. We purchase enough vaccine and vaccine supplies so that when your 8-month mark comes up, you'll be ready to get your vaccination free, that booster shot free, and we have it available. It will make you safer and for longer, and it will help us end the pandemic faster.
A plan is still being worked on for those who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
There's a chance U.S. troops might remain in Afghanistan after this month because of a takeover by the Taliban. President Biden originally set a deadline to have all troops out by August 31st. Well, now he says he's committed to keeping troops there until every American is evacuated, even if it means pushing past the deadline. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the State Department is sending more officers to speed up the evacuation process. There are 5,200 U.S. troops securing the Kabul airport, where many Afghans fled once the Taliban took over. They evacuated 2,000 people yesterday alone. Since Saturday, 7,000 have been evacuated. Governor Cooper and Senator Tom Tillis were in Haywood County this afternoon to see the damage from flooding caused by Tropical Depression Fred. 2 people are now confirmed dead. 20 are still missing. The Pigeon River rose nearly 20 feet when more than 8 inches of rain fell. Evacuation shelters are open in both Haywood and Buncombe counties.
North Carolina's price gouging law is in effect after Governor Cooper declared a state of emergency after Tropical Depression Fred dumped heavy rains and flooded parts of western North Carolina. The National Weather Service surveyed Wilkes County after confirming 2 tornadoes touched down on Tuesday. This means companies cannot overcharge for recovery items or materials needed to rebuild. You can report price gouging by calling 1-877-566-7226. Again, that's 1-877-566-7226, or you can file a complaint on the State Department of Justice website.
Alrighty then, good afternoon, Triad. Few cumulus clouds in our skies as of now, at least in the central part of North Carolina. When we look to the foothills, when we look to the mountains, a much of a different picture as storms are starting to roll in. The western part of the state has been seeing a lot of activity over the last several days, and that continues even on today. Our satellite and radar picking up on some of those storms developing there, one of which does include a severe thunderstorm warning that's to the south of us. But here at home, most of us staying dry. You can see some of those showers sort of pushing through, as well as some storms. Now, the question is, will they hold up their status and continue to move eastward? And should the Triad be on alert today? Now, some models are kind of showing that here. My clicker having a little bit of issues, but current temperature in Greensboro, 89 degrees. Again, the cumulus clouds making for much clearer conditions right now, giving way to a lot of sunshine, also allowing for that temperature to really heat up and climb for this afternoon, really baking our atmosphere. Our feels like temperatures, this is what it feels like heading out the door, and I think it's right on target. 94 is what it feels like here in Greensboro. Other locations also feeling the stretch of 90s. 101 there in Raleigh. I mean, it's just very, very hot outside here today. When we look towards the western locations where they're seeing the shower activity, where they're having the clouds taking way in the sky, that's allowing for temperatures to feel a little bit cooler over there. But here at home, we're very warm in the 90s. So rain chances over the next 12 hours. I'm expecting us to stay mainly dry. But again, if any of those storms that are currently in our western counties do hold their status and track here, we could at least be seeing some showers. But overall weather conditions are expected to remain dry for today. Now tomorrow, things are painting to be a much different picture, and I'm expecting for our radar to be a little bit more active. I'll have more on it in just a bit.
Happening right now, you can help make sure kids across the Triad have what they need to succeed in school.
WFMY News 2's Ben Briscoe is live at our Tools for School drive in Greensboro. Ben, how's it going so far?
Guys, it is going great. We are out here at the Battleground Walmart, where we made it really easy for you to help out. Come on over, let me show you what this is all about here. We've got these boxes set up right outside the door, where all you have to do is drop donations in on your way out. Take a look at some of the stuff that we're requesting here today. We've got crowns in here, we've got those spiral notebooks, construction paper, some binders. Really, whatever you can give, they would appreciate. And all of these supplies are going to go directly into Triad classrooms through this organization right here, the Teacher Supply Warehouse.
4 times a year, teachers can shop at the warehouse. We're open all year round and pick up supplies for their classrooms. The average teacher gets about $150 worth of supplies, and we can make sure that they get these supplies at no cost because of donations by folks like you all.
Now we're going to be here through 6 o'clock meeting and greeting you and saying hi and thanking you for your donations. But these boxes, they're going to be around a lot longer than we are. They'll be here through the beginning of next month, and they're at Walmarts all across the Triad. Just look at them whenever you go shopping.
Ben, thank you. Another way to help kids get school supplies, pay your parking ticket. The city of Greensboro is accepting new school supplies or a donation to the Guilford Education Alliance Teacher Supply Warehouse as payment for parking ticket fines. Your donation must be equal to or more than the ticket fine itself. You can donate online or take your supplies to the Parking Enforcement Office downtown. We'll be right back.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Jalen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Like. Okay. What we got before that? Okay. Cool.
For those recovering from addiction, finding employment can be difficult. A local nonprofit is helping women bounce back on their feet. I went to see what Hannah's Haven is all about. It's a busy morning for Yvonne Craven at Hannah's Bridge Thrift Boutique in Greensboro. Her goal is to have everything ready before customers enter the store.
We have donations. We're blessed to have a lot of people donate to us, to keep us up and running.
Blessed is how she also describes her life, because 2 years ago, life was very different. Craven says a cocaine addiction kept her from maintaining a job like she has now.
I was homeless, I was jobless, I was living in my car, and totally hopeless. And actually, a couple that I went to high school with, found me.
That's when they brought her to Hannah's Haven, a one-year residential Christ-based recovery program for women.
This wall over here is the before and after pictures of the girls that were in the program.
Store manager Karina Cole tells me working in the thrift store is part of the women's recovery.
From death to life, from a lot of their resumes may be slim, where even in addiction they may have not worked, so we want to give them stable backgrounds to be able to go out in the work world. So we teach them here discipline, commitment.
All the money made goes back into the program. Craven graduated back in June. Now gainfully employed and reconnected with her 2 children. She says her story shows every purchase at the store is money well spent.
And I have hope. I used to wake up in the morning wishing I didn't wake up. And now I wake up thanking God for everything that I have and to see what He has for me today.
Hannah's Haven will host a charity golf tournament on October 1st. To find out other ways to help and donate, just look for this story on our website.
I think it's such a great idea to be able to have, I don't know why I'm calling this, but like the wall of fame, where you've got the pictures of before the addiction and after, because I think it's so important that people who are dealing with addiction maybe feel like they're alone, but knowing that other people have been through what they've been through, but they've also been able to come out of it successfully is, I think, very important.
Absolutely. Me and Yvonne were actually talking about that when I went to shoot this story, and to see her before and after at the end, I mean, it's just mind-blowing. She had such a significant transformation in 2 years. And Miss Karina, who manages the store, she says it's always so overwhelming to see the ladies come back to the store. They have jobs, they have apartments, they're reconnected to their families. Great stuff.
I love to see stories like this. You know, people sometimes may disregard people with addictions and feel like their life is not as valuable as others, but stories like this show that everyone's life is equally as valuable because it's still a person. And if you're dealing with things, no worries, there's people out here that are willing to help you. And what a better way to help celebrate a great cause than by playing the great game of golf. Chad, you want to get out there with me? What you think?
Yeah, but I'm a little bit nervous about playing with you because I'm afraid that you're going to show me up.
I'm not that good, I promise.
Well, then,
I'd like to see this little rivalry back
It's
and
not a
forth.
rivalry.
Raise
It'd
some
be-
money for a good cause.
It'll be friendly.
Will you be our cart girl?
Yes.
Ooh,
You gonna
need a
tip
good
me?
cart girl.
We will tip you.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll be the cart girl.
Our winnings, right?
There we go. We're going to win.
Thanks for joining us. It's like
We're
the
going
end
to
of the
break.
newscast.
We're gonna go to break.
I'm sorry. I'm still kind of new at this. We're going to come right back.
October 1st.
October 1st.
Alrighty then, so I showed you all the radar earlier that did show some storms that were developing in the foothills, and so I want to show you how these are going to be tracking over the next couple of hours. You can see they kind of just dissolve their way out, bringing a bit of increase in cloud cover for the latter part of your day, but then starting out your Friday, we just have some few clouds for the early part of the day, increase in cloud cover, as well as a scattered storm chance for your Friday. So again, much of the triad seeing more showers and storms as compared to today, as well as additional cloud cover. You can even see going through your Saturday, we start to see some scattered showers and storms kind of rolling in for the early part of the day after your Friday. The setup here, high pressure, that's what's been keeping us hot and humid. A cold front sagging down from our north, that's what's going to increase those shower chances for your day tomorrow. Kind of very a similar pattern as we've been seeing over these last several weeks. We get a cold front that kind of drops a little bit further south, increases scattered showers and storm chances. But I also know on this map you've been seeing Henri. That's been the big talk for our offshore communities. It's looking way more impressive on this satellite imagery. I mean, look at this counterclockwise rotation, very strong thunderstorms here. The latest advisory was as of 11 a.m., but I'm very curious by the 5 p.m. how this sort of will develop as we move through the day. Now, Tropical Storm Henri is expected to continue to make this sort of westward trek, then veer northward, but it's very close to some of our offshore communities in North Carolina, which will help to increase the rip current risk for this weekend. So if you do plan to head out to any area beaches for North Carolina or even South Carolina and even Virginia, I want to definitely encourage you to be mindful to what flags are being issued at those beaches, because there is an elevated rip current risk, potentially very dangerous, associated with Henri at those beaches.
Do you remember when the Greensboro Grasshoppers were the Hornets? It was from the late 70s to the early 90s. Well, at tonight's game, you have an opportunity to grab a Greensboro Hornets vintage jersey. The sponsor, Pest Management Inc., usually has a tropical jersey night for charity, but this year they're taking us back to the 80s when the Hornets won the league championship.
We decided to do a throwback, so it's all geared towards like celebrating the 80s. It's a vintage Hornets jersey, so it looks just like the Hornets jersey from 1984. And we will be able to digitally, so everything is digital. It's through an online platform that you can just scan with your phone, a QR code, and it will take you directly to a website that you can bid on the jerseys.
You can also bid on the jerseys by just going online. Organizers say it is all about community.
We have really enjoyed doing this event for 17 years now, and it's netted $92,000, believe it or not. So we hope to raise over $100,000 that we'll be able to give back to Habitat. We really care about our community, and it's just important to us to be able to give back and to show not only everybody on our team and our family and our friends, but that everybody in our community can make a difference.
Now, if you'd like to bid, we have linked you to their website through this story on WFMYnews2.com. I love that they do this every year. The tropical jerseys are incredible. I don't know if you've seen them, but people will tend to wear them to other games. But so I'm curious to see these jerseys.
So you'll be putting a bid in?
For I want the tropical one, so maybe I'll wait until next year.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad, you're absolutely right, though. That tropical jersey is an absolute fan favorite. Doesn't matter what time of the year you go to a Hoppers game, you're at least going to see one or two. So I'm a big fan of them myself. Hopefully you can win that bid for us.
I wasn't around when they had the old mascot, but I think haven't they also been the Bats, the Greensboro Bats?
Yeah, they were the Bats for a while.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's when Derek Jeter was here. They were the Bats.
I think so. That was probably after that one then.
Yeah.
Or that was the Bats were the most recent. I love that they switch it up, because then you could see if you go to the games, you can see the vintage jerseys, people wearing old school jerseys, old school logos, the hats, all that kind of stuff.
Sounds great. Sounds like we need to go to a game. Weren't we talking about this several months ago to actually like do a show from the game?
I think you guys did.
We tried to. It rained
tried to,
really
yeah.
bad. It was a thunderstorm that day.
Right, but
they
were
were
still
there.
out
We didn't
yeah.
get to go, Lauren.
Right. Yeah, you guys couldn't go. I mean, I couldn't go either, so.
Well, hopefully next
Misery
time.
loves company. What are you doing today? Are you on Facebook? You should come see us. We're on there right now.
We're chatting it up,
Yeah, we are.
having a good time telling jokes. Chad's not that funny.
I could have told you that. We'll be right back.
When you look in the mirror, what do you see and what do you say? Is your inner monologue positive or negative? In today's U-Day segment, Coach Lamont talks about how we can change that inner conversation to achieve greatness.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Now, before the mirror answers that question, are you prepared to hear the truth? Unfortunately, everyone's confidence is not as certain as the evil queen in Snow White. But it is fair to ask the question in that moment, whose voice are you listening to when you look in the mirror every day? Are you listening to the inner champion, the overcomer, or are you listening to the nagging voice of insecurity, disappointment, and past failure? It just may be time to wash that mirror clean of all the lies and start afresh with a voice who recognizes the greatness that lies within you. So I discovered that the mirror can try to convince you that you are something you truly aren't. You must be willing to turn the frequency and start speaking to yourself as the champion that you are. You have the power to change the narrative. Let today be the start of a brand new reflection. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U-Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Mic check, mic check. I'm literally putting my last little clip on now.
Hello, ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination.
Donations rolling in by the minute. Can you hear me? We've got all these donations rolling in. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
We are staying on top of developing news at the nation's capital. A North Carolina man is in custody after threatening the Capitol with a bomb. Law enforcement identified Floyd Roseberry of Grover, southwest of Gastonia, as a suspect in claiming he had an explosive device outside the Library of Congress.
Investigators say Roseberry surrendered after more than 5 hours. Authorities say he sat outside the library in a pickup truck claiming to have explosives in the vehicle and a detonator in his hand. Investigators say Roseberry parked a black truck on the sidewalk outside the library just before 10 a.m. U.S. Capitol Police called the incident an active bomb threat and evacuated surrounding neighborhoods. He eventually surrendered. The scene is still active because they're just not sure whether there are any explosives in the area. Securing the scene could take hours. Police are still looking for a motive.
Governor Cooper and Senator Tom Tillis spent the afternoon touring Haywood County to tour the damage from flooding caused by Tropical Depression Fred. 2 people are confirmed dead and 20 are still missing. The Pigeon River rose nearly 20 feet. Evacuation shelters are open in both Haywood and Buncombe counties. Over 8 inches of rain fell in parts of western North Carolina.
Thousands of Triad students are set to go back to school next week, and we are trying to make sure they are set up for success.
WFMY News 2's Ben Briscoe is live at our Tools for School drive in Greensboro. Ben, how's it going since we last checked in with you?
Let me tell you, I love our viewers. You guys are so amazing and so generous. Today we've given out more than 900 of these lists right here saying the most needed supplies. And let me tell you, it's not all this really expensive stuff. Every donation, no matter how small, makes a big difference. Look right here, for the price of a gas station cup of coffee, you could give all of this and a little bit more too. All you have to do, pick it up at Walmart, you drop it right in the bin like that. It's gonna go to the teacher supply warehouse. And guess what? You don't even have to get brand new stuff. They take gently used stuff too. Listen to this.
Guilford County Schools teachers can shop up to 4 times a year. We have a section of new supplies and they get a set amount of points that they can spend there, and that just helps us with inventory to make sure we're not cleared out the first time somebody comes in to shop. And then we have a gently used section in the back of the warehouse. Teachers can get as many supplies as they want. They can fill up their car. And again, we can do that because we have so many generous folks here in Guilford County who donate gently used items like books or games, fabric scraps, all kinds of things that teachers can really do some creative stuff with in the classroom.
Let me tell you, we are not above bribing folks to help out either. When Chad was out here earlier, take a look. He actually bought some of these great popsicles to hand out because let me tell you, it is so hot out here. That sounds really good, and it's got a lot of people to donate and help our kids in the Triad too. We're gonna be here through 6 o'clock. The box is gonna stay around a lot longer past that. You can find them through the start of next month at your favorite Walmarts across the Triad.
Has tried to stay cool out there, Ben. Lots of fun stuff happening out there, but students aren't the only ones who need to get school supplies. Many teachers pay out of pocket to decorate their classrooms or even buy standard supplies like pencils and pens. These are resources to help teachers offset these costs. Guilford County teachers have access to the Teacher Supply Warehouse. Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools has its Educator Warehouse, and Rockingham County Schools operates the Rock Shop. These are teacher warehouses where you can donate supplies to help teachers supply classrooms students may need on a daily basis. We're going to put these warehouses on our website so you can donate to a teacher and help make this first full school year back in the classroom the best that it can be for students and staff.
Heads Up Barbershop is putting the finishing touches on its 6th annual Heads Up for our Youth Back to School event. After missing out last year, WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey learned this year's event comes with a special twist.
Yeah, very special indeed. Well, Heads Up Barbershop is all about our youth, and that's why not only will this year's event help make sure kids are properly prepared for school, but will also feature a performance from an up-and-coming music group from our backyard.
We want this to be a platform for children. Entrepreneurs come here, doctors come here, lawyers, business owners. So we want kids, we want this to be a safe haven for youth. We want them to feel safe. We want them to feel motivated. We want them to feel inspired. And every piece of nugget that they need to get, we just want to let them know that they can get it here.
After taking a year off due to the pandemic, Heads Up for Our Youth will be hosting their 6th Back to School community event. Not only will there be plenty of resources for kids and parents, there will also be a Barbers vs. GPD basketball game.
This event is going to be for the kids, by the kids. We'll have a book bag drive. We're going to have early voting registration, health screening clinics. We're going to have COVID vaccinations, COVID testing. For each individual that gets a COVID test, they will receive $10.
At halftime of the game, there will be a special performance by The Collective, a music group made up of 4 teens from Greensboro.
We're kids, we are younger or part of the youth, but we're also doing what some of the bigger cats in the game are doing, and we just put it on the show.
Come out, have a good time, tap into whatever resources is there for the kids and the parents. And this is really just kind of like a pep rally to get kids ready to go back to school in a positive manner, in a mindset.
Again, this event will be from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. this Sunday, August 22nd.
I love that. And
Yeah.
if you've got kids around for a back-to-school event, you got to have the music, right?
Absolutely. And the hair, I remember always looking forward to getting my hair done for the first day of school, so I know how important it is
Gotta have
to
that
have your
fresh
hair
cut.
done or that fresh cut to feel confident on the first day.
And I think it's such a great idea to offer an incentive to get a coronavirus test. You know, obviously we're offering incentives for a vaccine, but I think it's so important that you also offer the tests, because that's when you know if you've got it. And maybe if you find out that you do have it, you're trying to stay safe and try to keep everybody else safe.
Especially with the kids, because the ones under 12, they can't get the vaccine,
Right.
so this is just another form of protection.
Jalen, they got a lot of stuff out there.
It's going to be a smorgasbord of activities and things to do. I'm really looking forward to see this Cops versus Barbers game. I wonder how in shape these players are going to be. I think that's probably going to be the most entertaining part. Well, the second most entertaining part behind the halftime performance.
Right, that's great. Thanks, Jalen. Monique.
Yes, talking about nice weather over here in the weather center. When we're talking about sunshine, there's this one cloud that's kind of blocking it at the moment. Hopefully it sticks around for my entire weather hit. But some locations in the Triad are seeing more than just clouds, but also some storms and even some showers. There's a light shower exiting its way out of Yadkin County, approaching Forsyth County, could potentially getting some rainfall in Winston-Salem. Not a storm, but definitely a shower pushing its way in. Some of the storms that we're picking up on our radar do include some lightning, so also some rumbles of thunder, but those are well to our west. Here at home, we're all just talking about the heat. The bigger numbers you're seeing on this map are the temperature reads themselves, if you have a thermometer and you were to read that, but the feels like temperatures are the smaller numbers next to them, and those are what it feels like heading out the door. And you can see much of our western counties really nearing those upper 90s. Feels like a very drastic temperature from the actual temperature read, almost 5-degree difference or greater in a lot of locations. And that's all due to these dew points accounting for the moisture in the air, making for the very sticky feels out there, kind of that air you can wear you often hear across the Triad throughout the summer months. Now, as we continue over the next 7 days, you can see it looks like the humidity is kind of going on a roller coaster ride, but it's really just going to be uncomfortable through the weekend.
All right, you heard Monique. Pop-up storms are a possibility this week. We have come to expect that this time of year.
But there's a common misconception about summer storms, and we turn to WFNY News 2's Megan Malaris to verify if we could see heat lightning during these storms.
That sound means it's time to verify. It's a frequent occurrence lately with these pop-up summer storms, a flash of lightning followed by a loud clap of thunder. My grandma used to say that means the angels are bowling. Well, what about lightning you see, yet don't hear? The lightning that seems to stand alone, absent from a storm. It oftentimes gets the name heat lightning. So this question came up on the News 2 Weather Network Facebook group. Does heat lightning exist? If not, what's causing it? And is it just as dangerous as lightning that accompanies a storm? My sources for this are meteorologist Christian Morgan and the National Weather Service, who say it's false. There's really no such thing as heat lightning.
It's just regular lightning. We call it heat lightning a lot because we can't ever hear the thunder. We can't actually see that bolt of lightning, but we do see the flash in the sky, and that makes you think that lightning is close by. So let's dive into this real quick for you. So take that typical thunderstorm that we have, the thunder, the lightning, but when we talk about heat lightning, this is you standing way far away from that storm, and especially if elevation plays into the fact of it. So what this is based off your line of sight. So we have really tall thunderstorms. Those are the ones that can become the strongest. They can have the most lightning and also become the most severe storms too. But if you're a long ways away from this, you can only see the tops of those clouds that are flashing. And it makes you think, well, it's hot. I've seen lightning flash, so this is heat lightning, right? Well, actually what happens is since that thunderstorm is so far away from you, you're only seeing the top of that cloud light up, and the sound of the thunder, since you're so far away, is actually dissipating and going away before it actually makes it to you. So this is what we call heat lightning. It's just regular lightning. You're just a long ways away from it.
In conclusion, we verified it's false. Heat lightning does not exist. It's regular lightning from a storm too tall or too far away for you to hear. So is it dangerous? Well, storm safety is key here. The National Weather Service says, remember this term, when thunder roars, go indoors, because when you hear thunder accompanying the lightning, that means the storm is close enough to hurt you. So stay inside for 30 minutes after that last clap of thunder. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
All right, so the countdown is on. 145 days away from
Christmas.
No. Let me give you one more hint. I'm taking away the little bit thing down here. You're going to see it. We're going to take it away, and we're going to. Okay, the countdown is to Adventurefuls. Do you know what it is now?
Is that a movie or something?
It sounds like The Incredibles. Movie.
Like a movie.
I'm lost. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, here we go, friends. So, if only there was Taste-O-Vision, because Adventurefuls are the newest Girl Scout cookie for the 2022 season.
Interesting.
Looks good, doesn't it? All right.
does.
Hey, Girl Scouts are always up for adventure, so this is a taste bud adventure. Hello. Okay, it's inspired by a brownie with caramel flavored cream, a hint of sea salt. The Girl Scouts say it was smooth and crispy textures for an incredible taste of adventure in every bite. Are you sold yet? Okay. Yeah. The real question is, how will this new cookie, the Adventurefuls, stack up against the rest of the lineup that we all love? Okay, in a poll out last year, people across the nation named Thin Mints as the tastiest cookie. That is not a surprise to me. Caramel Delights came in a close second. Tagalongs, also called peanut butter patties, coming in third. My favorite, the Trefoils, the shortbread, came in number 4.
I am a peanut butter patty guy, but I will absolutely cheat on peanut butter patty to go for whatever that was that you showed.
I'm upset.
I like the Caramel Delights, but
You
I'll
do?
eat all of
The
them.
Smos?
I was a Girl Scout. I'll eat all the cookies.
Why are you upset?
Where were the lemonades?
Oh, you like the lemonades.
It's my favorite.
They were
Forgot
not in the
about
top
those.
4. Okay.
Awkward.
Unbelievable.
I just so happen to have the last of my Girl Scout cookie stash.
Uh-oh.
Really?
There are 5 Trefoils left, and I am willing to share.
I'll take them for
I'll take
$1 a
one.
piece.
$1 a piece.
Too rich for my blood.
Wow. All right, so before we had to break, I wanted the Girl Scouts to have a say, because I got to talk to them last year after the weird cookie sale of last year, right? And I asked them, what do the cookie sales teach them? What kind of lessons? Take a listen.
I learned to network with other people and to make sure I project my voice when I'm talking. I also learned good money management skills.
I've learned how to count my inventory. I've learned that not all people are going to say yes to buying cookies, but we still sell some. I've learned to not be as shy.
Foodies Unite! We have all your one-stop shop for all things food truck, and it's all coming to Greensboro in a few weeks. It's time once again for the Greensboro Food Truck Festival. The event started several years back as a small event, but has grown into one of the biggest food truck gatherings in the Triad. Organizers say it has gotten bigger and better every year, especially since moving the event to downtown Greensboro.
We have over 50 trucks, and we've got one coming from Virginia, we've got one coming from South Carolina. We just always want to make sure we have a nice diverse group for something for everybody to eat. There's always got to be something. If you can't find something to eat at the Food Truck Festival, then you're the pickiest eater ever.
The festival's variety is something they pride themselves on, and this August 29th event is no exception. Sherry says there are the regulars at the event, but there are some unusual food trucks as well.
We do have one that sells alcohol-infused popsicles and ice cream. That's very original. You know, we have the queso monster that does the elote, and they have another product that's like nachos in a bag with cheese on it and stuff like that that people really enjoy.
That all sounds delicious to me. The Greensboro Food Truck Festival is Sunday, August 29th from 3 to 9 p.m. and you will find vendors on Elm, Market, and Green Streets. If you want more info, just go to our website, WFNYnews2.com. We have linked it on this story.
All right, important question. What is your favorite type of food truck?
Tacos. It's just something about a taco food truck that just makes it taste so good.
That's right.
It's just, it has grit, it has character.
I'm with you on that, but when I came here for school and I was at A&T, my favorite food truck became the turkey barbecue food truck. That is amazing. I hope my guy Big Mike and them are out there at the festival this year.
That sounds good. The taco one gets messy though.
Yep.
That's what makes it great.
It's all about
you gotta
your
be
form.
able
Gotta
to
have good technique.
lick your fingers and everything for it to taste great.
Good technique.
I also like, have you guys ever seen, I don't even know the name of it, but there's a Korean barbecue truck that is in the Greensboro area. It's kind of popular. It's all black all the way around. I can't even think of the name of it, but they also have really good food. I just like taco trucks in general, but I like them one at a time. I don't want all these options.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
I can't pick.
And you'll just be in line buying all of it up, spending all your money.
What is your favorite deep fried food from a food truck?
I don't know about if it's deep fried, but does funnel cake count? Because I just love
Funnel
funnel
cake is deep fried.
That is deep fried, all of it.
What about dumplings? Because those are fried. I don't know if they're deep fried, but when I was at UVA, there was a dumpling truck, and everybody ran out to get the dumplings.
Jalen?
My favorite fried is hot wings. Gotta have them.
Oh, I didn't even think
Gotta
of that.
have them.
I always like during like carnival fair season, you can get like food trucks that will just pretty much deep fry anything. So deep fried Oreos are really good.
I'm not that bold, man.
Deep fried peaches.
Deep fried Reese's. I heard there was such
that's-
thing as deep fried Kool-Aid.
That's
What?
Have you heard of it?
No.
They said like you fry the dough and it has Kool-Aid in it. That's what someone told me. I've never tried it before.
So it's not like it's just the powder of the Kool-Aid that you've.
I don't know.
I would
On the
try
dough.
that. I'm pretty much down to try any sort of food once.
I am not.
Me too. I'm adventurous when it comes to food.
I'm
really not
interested
that
in
picky.
the peaches, the deep fried peaches. I've never heard of that.
We should try it. We just need to get a deep fryer in the building. No,
Yeah.
I'd burn it down. So we should get a deep fryer and put it outside.
Y'all know what else I want? I want one of those elotes. The corn. Yeah.
Oh, deep fried corn?
No, the stick with all the sauce and the cheese on it. That sounds
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I need that right now.
And now we're hungry.
I'm about
Almost
to eat.
dinner time. We're gonna go onto Facebook, so we'll see you there. All right, we'll meet you there.
Tell us what food trucks you like.
All of them. Say it ain't so. Krispy Kreme says it might be raising its prices by next month to offset higher costs for ingredients like oils and sugar. Now, the company's CEO said it won't be a dramatic change. The price of a donut will still hover around $1.
All right, I haven't had Krispy Kreme in a while. We've been talking so much about food. Unfortunately, I don't have much food talk in my forecast, but if you do plan out to go to a Hoppers game tonight, I do think you will be fine. So 82 degrees is what I'm expecting for the temperature to drop down to by 6:30. Partly cloudy skies for you. A few storm possibility, very, very low chance of that. I haven't showed the 7-day just quite yet, but I want to step out here so you can see it within its entirety. I'm expecting for tomorrow, the greater chance of widely scattered storms will limit how warm we get by the afternoon, as well as the additional cloud cover. So I'm going with the high of 85. Now, as we continue through the weekend and start to next week, we're back near the upper 80s and near 90s. A lot of locations really just feeling like 90s, though. The humidity will not take a break, and rain chances are included throughout the entirety of this forecast with the chance of a late day storm. I have talked about Henri, but the latest update on Tropical Storm Grace has also just been issued. Now, as it moved over the Yucatan Peninsula, didn't really help for the strengthening of the system, but it is expected to continue in this westward direction, impacting Mexico, and does expect to strengthen to a Category 1 within that time frame. More details coming up on your weather for your news at 5.
Ein, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hi there, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota.
Are we doing languages? Let's do isa dalawa tatlo, apat lima anim pito walo siyam sampu.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did know how to count higher in French. Now I don't. Forgot it all.
Hi, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check, mic check. Hello. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Can you guys see us okay? Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we are out here at Tools for School. We have an interview in this. Where do we hit in the show? Can you hear me? Thank you.
So it's time for my 2 cents, and I'm not going to lie. Today's is going to be a doozy for me. Be tough to get through this. because my firstborn is going to college today. In fact, by the time this airs, we'll be about halfway to his college town. I will tell you it's difficult. When I look at pictures of him, let's take a look at a few of these. Bryce is technically the firstborn. He's very proud that he's 40 seconds older than his identical twin brother, Alex. Sometimes when I look at these pictures, that's still what I see when I look at him now, even though he's grown into a young man. It's tough. Parents out there, you know what I'm dealing with today. There's the hustle and bustle to get everything ready and get them there, and then I can't imagine what that's going to be like when I walk out, knowing that even though I know he's coming back for fall break and Thanksgiving and Christmas and the next summer and all that, it's still a life-changing event. I didn't want to script today's My Two Cents. I didn't write anything. I'm just talking to you about this because I know it's difficult, and I wanted something from the heart. And what I have to say about Bryce is that he's gone through rough patches, but I have never seen someone come through more loving, more self-aware, more emotionally aware, and more strong-willed than the twins. And Bryce has led this way to become a fine young man. So proud of him, of what he's going to do and what he's already done. I love you forever, Bryce. And when I walk out of that dorm and get back, heading back here to the Triad, a piece of me stays with you. But that's just my 2 cents. And that's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
In the first 3 days of the new school year, Davidson County Schools reported more